of Justice, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has refused the request of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Kanu, for the restoration of his revoked bail and the removal from the custody of the Department of State Services (DSS) to a house arrest or prison custody. The presiding judge, Justice Binta Fatima Nyako, gave the ruling in an application filed by the defendant, who is standing trial counts bordering on alleged terrorism. Dele Atumbi again reports.
The two fresh applications of Nnamdi Kanu were his motion for bail or being placed under house arrest, and the second relief has to do with Nnamdi Kanu being moved out of the DSS custody to the correctional center. In a ruling on the applications, Justice Binta Nyako said that the defendant had earlier brought the same request before the court, an application the court dismissed for lacking in merit. Justice Nyako said that the court found as a fact that Nnamdi Kanu jumped the earlier bail granted him and escaped out of the country. The judge also added that sureties who stood for him in the earlier bail had applied to be discharged and had been discharged on the ground that they could not locate Kanu and did not know his whereabouts. Justice Nyako said that the only option left for Kanu was to go to the Court of Appeal and should proceed to the appellate court to exercise his right of appeal. The judge disagreed with Nnamdi Kanu's counsel that the Supreme Court held that the earlier bail granted him ought not to have been revoked, adding that the court had perused the Supreme Court judgment and did not see the claim of the counsel. In another development, Justice Inyag Eko of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has turned down the request of alleged terrorist negotiator Mohammed Tukur Mamu for his transfer from the custody of the Department of State Services (DSS) to Kuje Correctional Center in Abuja. This is one of the holdings of the court in a ruling on the application of the defendant, who is standing trial on alleged terrorism offenses slammed on him by the federal government and had been in custody of the Department of the State Services (DSS) following the refusal of the court to admit him to bail. Justice Heko, while delivering the latest ruling, said that the federal government had raised the issues of incessant jailbreaks in prisons as a major ground to oppose the request for transfer to Kuje. Heard that Mamu did not contradict or dispute the averment as required by law. The court held that since the averment were not challenged by Mamu, they were deemed to be true facts, and facts admitted need no further proof. The judge subsequently ordered Mamu to remain in DSS custody throughout his trial in the criminal counts against him. Justice Eko, however, affirmed his earlier order that the alleged terrorist negotiator be allowed to access his personal physician for medical treatment with the supervisions of the DSS. The DSS on March 21, 2023 arraigned Mamu on 10 counts of terrorism financing, among others, but he pleaded not guilty to the counts.